We continue in the 12th letter. This letter is also about tzedakah, about charity. Very integral part of life, of our lives. As the Alter Rebbe is inspiring us more and more with each letter that expresses the uniqueness about tzedakah, about charity. Here we're speaking about, I say shalom b'mraimav, that God makes peace on high. What does he mean? What does he mean makes peace on high? On high there's problems. But there's problems down here. Well, I guess the problems stem from up there. And what is that? You have the Prince Michal on the right, and you have the Prince Gabriel on the left. The divine attributes of kindness that is just giving indiscriminately, metaphorically like water. And you have the divine attribute of Gvura, of fire, metaphorically, of restraint, of holding, contracting. Fire needs to be contained, controlled, contracted to have some functionality from it. So those two attributes do not coalesce, those two divine attributes, unless they're standing, as metaphorically, two ministers who vie for greater power for their ministry, and therefore they have enmity between them, unless they're standing before the king, and all of the enmity is dissolved. So here, these two divine attributes are standing before Kadosh Baruch Hu, the Holy One, blessed be. He's the one who makes peace on high. In other words, the divine nature of Kadosh Baruch Hu, of the Holy One, blessed be He, meaning the holiness of God Himself, beyond the divine attributes that come from God, is so transcending the two that they are able to incorporate the two opposite kind of attribute, two attributes of chesed, of kindness, and gvura, of strength, of withholding. Excuse me. That comes through, of course, being very discerning. And that creates a new attribute called compassion, a new divine light that incorporates the two of compassion. So that's what we learned. Now, that's beautiful. But that's peace on high. How do we bring that down here? How do we bring that divine compassion that is created on high by Eisei Shalom B'Mraimav, by God doing that? How do we elicit that manifestation, that great illumination, that great diffusion of the infinite light of God, that we should bring it down here in order that it should create peace on earth? Well, of course, that comes through us. And an awakening from below, from within. An arousal from below. And that is through Maaseh Hatzdaka, the act of giving, of being charitable. And that act, of course, is the benevolent bestowal to another. And what are you giving them? Life, graciousness, kindness, and compassion. To that individual who doesn't have. And you're reviving the spirit of those that don't have. And revive the heart of the downcast. So that's how we elicit that into the world, that divine compassion of God, peace on high, that we bring it down here. Now, the Alter Rebbe explains further. The effect of the act of giving, of tzedakah, charity, is also upon the individual who is giving. In other words, you're not just, it's not just an effect that you're giving to the one that has without. No. There's a great effect upon us. And that is that we become greater and refined. We become more refined. We separate from our negativity, right? Now, very simply, the very fact of giving and being compassionate for another is a refinement of self. Now, refinement can take place in two different ways. One is that you work on, this money's not mine, it's God's money, it's, you work on yourself, a recognition of the character trait that you have, that you may be kind of close-fisted, holding on to what's mine is dear, right? And therefore it's hard to give it away. It's hard to give it away. So, of course, that's not good. We need refinement of that particular manner, where we're kind of refining the particular quality and our lack of quality in our animal's soul, right? To develop greater sense of kindness as opposed to being tight-fisted. But then there's another type, and that comes from above to below. And it becomes more of a spontaneous kind of purification and elevation, refinement of the individual. So he's going to give an example over here how that is accomplished. We'll bring it back to charity soon, but right now we're not talking about, and that is, in this form of self-refinement, is that when a person engages in Torah study, as we're doing it now, but doing it lishma, for its own sake. In other words, not for personal benefit. Not even for personal benefit that I should be a better person, or that I should, be more learned, right? But for its own sake. What's its own sake? That you're creating peace through this. Peace on high. And peace down here below through our Torah study. Now, it's not for your personal benefit, right? What does it mean on high? Well, the heavenly retinue, as comprises, as we mentioned, the ministers, the princes, the attributes on high, that we create a peace there, a harmonious relationship between Gvura and Chesed, meaning that we're able to temper the negativity that may be above and create peace by bringing more kindness, right? In the spiritual realm, and likewise down here in the physical realm, in this lowly world. In a world, why is it so low? Because since the sin of Adam and Eve, what has happened is that there is everything mingled, good and evil, as a result that there's no good in this world without evil in it, or no evil without good. And furthermore, evil rules over good in this lowly abode, as it says in the verse, while man rules over man, meaning the wicked man rules over holy man. And a nation will overpower a nation. We see the fluctuation between holy nation versus unholy nations in the wrestling match of good versus evil. And as is empirical from looking at myself, as I, myself, as every one of us, is a microcosm of the entire universe, as we see that sometimes the good in us prevails, and sometimes the reverse, heaven forfend. Therefore, ultimate peace that we're talking about, that we're creating, is not happening today. Well, I shouldn't say that. It will help come today. Until the ultimate time, when evil will cease to exist completely. The good shall be completely refined from evil. And evil will have no more root, no more place for nourishment. Why? Because the divine life source is only God. And Klippa will be removed, as all of negativity will be removed, and therefore all evildoers will be scattered. The spirit of impurity shall pass from the earth, and good will be sustained, and only good will sustain us and all of existence. Again, that is in the time to come, in times of Mashiach. That will be the ultimate reality, where evil man will no longer exist. Because Klippa, the negative force in this world, will no longer be existing.